Okay, here we are at the using a microscope virtual lab for Unit 1 lab on the microscope. This is where you find it, 1.05. Click on this link here. Before you do that, if you click on this link, it will say Student Guidelines, and it'll give you the exact directions on what to do while you're using this microscope. And I actually have those right over here, so we'll have that right next to us, okay? You really need to use the tutorial, but since I'm doing effectively what the tutorial did, you're okay for now. But when you do these on your own, you need to use the tutorial. So let's begin the lab. Okay, introduction, use the tutorial. Part A, we're going to view 2 prepared slides. And in the tutorial, the first thing it tells you to do is to remove the microscope cover and place it to the side. One of the mistakes I made often when I initially did this is I would click on something, but I wouldn't release the click on the mouse, all right? And if you just click and hold it, it's not going to do anything. You have to let it go, and that's how you actually pick something up. Notice here, it's not going to let me set things down here. So you have to wait till you get that little no, don't do this sign and make it go away. Now I can set it right there again. Just a quick click and release, and it's done. All right? Okay, next. It says pick up the lens paper and wipe the ocular lens. All of the labels for these things were in the actual lesson, like 1.02, 1.03, 1.04, etc. So this is the ocular lens. Here's lens paper. I'm going to click on it, and it wants you to clean the lens. Ooh, such a good job. Set the lens paper down when we're finished. Turn on the microscope light. Again, the tutorial, this shows you where this microscope light was. Adjust the diaphragm so the light in the ocular lens is correct, and they tell you in the tutorial to turn it up all the way. Be sure the nose piece has the scanning objective. Again, the definitions for these terms are in the actual lesson. The scanning objective is this one here, the red one. It's the shortest, 4x. Okay, 4 times. Things are magnified by 4, power of 4. All right. Next, obtain the slide with the 3 threads and examine it. So here are the threads. Lean over here. Once you see these little pinched fingers, pick it up. Bring it over here and set it down. It will ask you to adjust the stage, this is how we adjust the stage, okay? So that you want to get it so that you can kind of see this thread, but obviously it's not very focused at the moment. These top knobs here are the coarse adjustment knobs, so you use these only on this 4 times lens here. All right, otherwise you'll crack the glass. So again, you're going to click on it and you have to hold on and scroll. That's how you can get it focused, okay? Be patient with yourself. You are not supposed to see everything in here clearly at once, because they are literally 3 threads, but they're all this one, the blue one, is the closest to us. Red is the next one, and yellow or gold, tan, is the furthest one. So you can't get them all focused at once because they are at different distances away. I mean, by like a minuscule, like a portion of a milliliter further away from the lens. So you're just really going to be able to view one at a time as far as getting it focused. See, the red one's a little more in focus there, and the blue one can't even get it really in focus well. Okay, I'm going to move this over just a little bit. There. Try it again, focus. There we go. Once you see it's focused, and when they ask you to draw something, some people might look at this and go, I don't see anything. It's just a bunch of, yellowness or whatever. But look a little closer. There's some detail here. These are like individual strands of the thread. and there's some sweeping this way. So that's the kind of little bit of detail. You don't have to be an artist, because trust me, I am not, and it would be hypocritical of me to judge your drawings in that way. Again, with me, it's a matter of putting out the effort. Okay? Next, it says examine. Now we're going to practice focusing the microscope, moving the stage. Okay, now we're going to obtain the E slide. The E slide, let me get this one out of here. The E slide is right here. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can show you. Okay, so the E slide, I'll scooch over, is right here. I'm going to pick that up, and we're going to put it down here. Oops. These things are very touchy. Okay. All right, I'm going to back out a little bit now. Why do we have an E? What is so fascinating about an E? Well, it's not that it's fascinating, but it's going to give you some information that you need to know. We're going to move this around. There is the E. Focus it a little bit. What they really want you to notice is that the E is upside down. They want you to understand that, because when you try to move the slide to the right, it will go left. When you try to move it up, it will go down. Because there is a mirror in there helping to magnify, helping to move the light through the glass lenses, that it inverts the image. All right, so that was the whole point of the E. All right, so we're going to be done with the E for now. Okay, I think you got that idea. All right, let's jump into the viewing the onion root tip. And then the last one, the diatoms, I'm going to, that one in the hay infusion, I'm going to leave that to you folks to do on your own. But I will show you how to do the onion root lens, or the onion root tip. All right, scooch down. Here's our onion root tip. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to have to do one wet slide with you, so I will be doing the diatoms. I'll just go through the onion root tip fairly quickly. All right, let's start by focusing in on, obviously there's something there. I'm not sure what yet. I gotta move this down a little bit. I just realized you're probably hearing my dogs again in the background. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so we are on the least powerful lens. It has the smallest number, that 4. All right, that's about as focused, I think, as I'm gonna get it. Leave it like that. All right. Once you have something in the lens here, if you go straight to the next magnification, then the dead center here is what you'll be focusing in on. So we're going to be looking a little more closely at this area in here. When I change over to the 10 times, so now everything is multiplied by 10. I'm going to try to focus it just a little bit more with the coarse adjustment knob, and then I'm going to use the fine one. You cannot just keep turning these in, and just continue turning them, because at some point the lens will break, and I have broken the lens on this actual lab. Yes, I have in the tutorial. I wanted to see what it would take to break it, and it's not that hard to break. So go slow. Clearly, these are a bunch of cells, and these are the cells of an onion. So this is one onion cell right here. And there's another, and another. And I'm sure you've already figured out this dot in the middle is the, that's right, the nucleus. Okay, great. Now, let's go one more lens, the most powerful. Okay, slight adjustment, really slow, because you don't want to break the lens. You don't want to slam the lens into, oh, here, I'm going to have to move this a little bit, even though I shouldn't be. Don't tell me. Okay. All right, now if we choose to move the stage a little bit, it's going to move it significantly. Every little, there, let's look at that there. That's perfect. All right. So here is the cell wall. Inside would be the cell membrane. The nucleus And I don't think you're required to know this, but this little black dot inside the black dot is the nucleolus, where ribosomes are made. Okay? All right, moving on. Let's go back to our shortest lens. Put our slide back. Yep. Take that, pick it up, put it over here. All right, next, viewing diatoms. You're about to see what some diatoms are. They're kind of neat. Place it. Oh, it's a prepared slide, so you're all set. Okay, examining the hay infusion. Now it says you're going to prepare a wet slide. All right. Using the pipette, place 1 drop of the hay infusion mixture in the center of one of your slides. One of the, let's set this right down right here. We're going to take this pipette, come up here. See, I can't get anything out of here. Okay. Click. Okay, we filled it up. Scoot down a little bit. And it says place 1 drop of the hay infusion mixture in the center. Okay? That's about as center as I can get. Place the pipette back on the table. Using the forceps, pick up a cover slip. So, forceps, you want to pick up the cover slips with a forceps so that you don't get fingerprints on your slide, because then you're just looking through a bunch of smudgeness. Set the cover slip down over where that drop was, and place the slide on the microscope stage. So here we go. Okay. Okay, gonna use this the coarse adjustment knob. Okay, that you really can't see much of anything. So I believe this is probably what a lot of kids were drawing when I got some of the drawings, because it's hard to see much of anything here. All right, so let's go to the next lens, the next more powerful magnifying lens, and do a little more. Okay, adjustment. This is not all that interesting. Oh, there we go. So these are the kinds of things that you should have been looking for, and if you couldn't get it focused, that would be very hard to do. Now come back here. Where'd you go? Alright, let me see if I can not lose this fella. I'll get him right in the center. Okay, close enough. Finally, the high-powered lens, 40 times, and a little bit of an adjustment here. Okay. Move this back here, move this just a tad. There we go. That may not look like a whole lot to some of you, but just draw whatever it is you see. Ooh, nifty. Okay, so that's the gist of this lab. I have taken almost 15 minutes of your time, and hopefully you have enough material so that now you can complete the lab. Please do so and turn it in ASAP. All right, see you for lab number 2 coming up.